My name is Elisabeth Koch, and I have been making hats and headwear in Beijing since 2007. I'm from Holland. I grew up always making things with my hands, sewing, drawing. I love making amazing hats that attract attention and make people smile when they see them. I'm always thinking of hats. I live and breathe hats.
So why are we here today? Why did you bring me here?
Well, because I just want to show you where is a place where you can eat well, and it's close. It's walking distance from my studio, and it's just very easy. It's laid back, nothing fancy, and this Xinjiang place is very good too. There's Chuar, and I drink Xinjiang beer here. Look, they even have hats decorating.
Oh, these are Xinjiang hats.
These are Xinjiang hats, yeah.
Ooh, this looks like comfort food.
I know, it is.
Dumplings.
Every little place has their specialty. I know this looks so great.
I know, even the rice.
That one is the donkey one. I haven't tried that one.
卤肉.
This one is everything is lu, everything donkey. Look, I can show you the menu.
Have you tried donkey?
No. But like there's right.
Donkeys. Okay, 我们
Right.
这个来扫一个近景.
I don't know if that's correct in the Chinese.
Well, it's correct in the English.
Donkeys lots of intestines. I'm sure it tastes really
Wow.
good. Hey, at least nothing's wasted, right?
This is definitely a place to bring Western visitors.
I know. I love to bring my kids here, and when they see that menu, of course, they're all like, ah! It's good.
A bit of ginger. So do you ever cook at home?
Only on weekends. I made homemade pizzas last weekend, which was fun. You know, easy stuff. But the thing is, before I came to China, of course I was cooking every night. So it's not like I can't cook. I can.
Right, before you came to China, were you living in Holland?
I was in Brussels.
Oh, you were in Brussels, in Belgium, 比利时.
Yeah, I was in Brussels. I was working in banking, so a totally different life. But when I would get home from the bank, I was always sewing and making things and drawing and being creative. It's just hard when you're trying to do something and you have a baby hanging at your leg and a nappy that needs to be changed, and two other kids might be fighting or saying, "Mom, how do you spell this?" And it's like, I just want to chop onions or something. So it's kind of hard.
You know, it's funny because I have a lot of married friends, and they will often say, you know, their husbands are like another child. When you moved over, I mean, you know, for your husband's job, he was a diplomat with the Dutch Foreign Service.
Yeah.
And I read that, you know, without a second's hesitation, I mean, you gave up your job as an ING, the Dutch bank.
Fortis Investments in
Fortis
Brussels.
Investments. Yeah. You gave up your job, you had a mortgage, but you came over and without a second's hesitation, why? What was going through your head?
It was scary at first because I've always been brought up by my parents to be independent. Like, don't be dependent on any person, man, just you need to be able to hold your own. And so I've always had this in the back of my mind. And then when I thought, if I give up my job and follow him to China, and I have a mortgage and I have my own responsibilities, although we were united by marriage, I just had this deep brain from, I'm not independent anymore, that I'm dependent on him. That's not what I want. But I had a plan, because my plan was, I'm going to quit my job, that's okay. I did like it, but I thought this is a chance to do something I really want to do. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna do something else. But I want to try this, and I want to give it a go and just know for myself that I've always tried it. I just didn't know it would be in China. That's like the kind of new factor. It's like, I want to do this, it happens to be in China.
I think a lot of us women have been in that situation where we accompany our boyfriend or our husband to a foreign country, stay in a hotel, we don't know the language, you look out the window, chaos, or it's, you know, emptiness, and you feel lonely.
I didn't know anybody. Nobody.
And as Chinese women are becoming more independent, in fact, I feel that my friends all over the world, London, New York, Beijing, are becoming more independent, economically independent, finding their own careers. Do you think that it is following a man shows weakness, or do you think it shows strength?
I definitely don't think it shows weakness, because even if, let's say, your husband is the one who's working and has the big job, her support is essential to his success. So it's absolutely not a weakness. I mean, it might be behind the scenes, it might not be seen as amazing, but I hope that no woman feels like I'm playing second to fiddle to him because I'm at home with the kids. No, raising kids is the hardest job on earth, I think. It can be so tough.
Have you ever had breakdowns from the mental load?
It's funny you asked that. I like to think that I'm so strong, but that never happens. But actually, very out of the blue, we were having friends over for dinner. I will never tell them this. And I was cooking the dinner, and I don't want to do a half dinner. I want it to be nice. I want the table to look nice. I want all the niceties. So I do spend a lot of time working on it. I want the tablecloth to be ironed and the placemat's nice.
You're an artist.
Thanks. But I had been working hard on it all day, and all that with the baby running around and the kids. And then my husband, let's say they're meant to come at 7. My husband walks in the door at 7. He always comes either after the guests or right when they're meant to come.
He's like a guest.
And I've got everything ready, and I need to make myself look nice too. What about that? Besides that, there's food and the dinner, and the kids I want them to look representable. No school ugly dirty clothes. And then he got a message saying they were like half an hour late, and I just broke down, and I actually was crying in the kitchen, and I think my husband might have said something, and I said, I've been working so hard, and I don't deserve that. And then he's like, oh, it's true. Anyway, I'm getting all sad about it now. I got so upset though, because you work so hard and you feel like it's sometimes not appreciated or rewarded, or I don't know what you need, a pat on the back, but it's like, it would be nice if somebody noticed. Anyway.
Yeah. And you know something? I feel that so many mothers feel so many full-time mothers feel exactly the same way. So is it hard for an expat woman to come to China? I mean, China can be a male-dominated place, whether in the workplace or in marriage. Have you felt that as a woman in China?
I think it's very much, you make of it what you want. I've seen expat women here who are absolutely miserable. And I don't understand it. They're like, I'm so bored, I've got nothing to do. And I'm like, are you crazy? There's everything you can do if you want to.
What about as a woman? There's this Me Too movement around the world. Have you felt any discrimination being a woman in China?
Well, I think here I'm first seen as a foreigner. It's like, oh yeah, you're Laowai. It's true, yes I am. And then maybe, oh, and she's a Laowai woman, but first I'm a Laowai, which I don't think is negative. I haven't experienced any negativity. I've heard some people make some jokes, which I happen to understand and laugh, and I laugh with them. I think it's funny, mostly because I'm wearing something crazy on my head. And I remember walking through a hutong once, I was wearing a big red hat, and I saw, one of the old men sitting in his hutong, he said, oh, gongji, gongji. And I thought, he just called me a rooster. He called me a rooster, and I understood it. And then it just made me laugh so hard because he was actually making fun of my hat and me. And so I was crying with laughter. He was right. I did look like a rooster.
Oh, beautiful day in Beijing.
It's so nice. It's so blue sky day.
I remember when your kids played here once,
Yeah.
when I was choosing some hats.
Absolutely, they used to play there. They're a bit older now. They don't play there.
And you have more of them now.
Yes, and I have more of them. I'm done though. 3. I've always wanted 3 kids.
Wow, 2
you,
boys.
Sarah?
I don't know, when the 天时地利人和.
No, I have 2 girls. 2 girls and a boy. So girl, boy, girl.
Oh, great. So he will be very understanding of women.
Yes. And I myself am one of 2 girls and a boy. So,
It's meant to be. Wow, this is a trip down memory lane for me.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Here it is. Elizabeth Koch. Koch
That's
Milliner.
right, yeah, I should maybe professionalize that, but anyway, here we go.
Oh, wow.
So I share the studio. So there's dresses. I don't make dresses, but here are all the hats, which are hopefully much more easy to see now that they're just on floating shelves.
Right, you have this huge display wall now. You didn't used to have that.
Yeah, yeah. So wide brim, low brim. So this part is a little more neat, and I've got an area on the back where I work.
Which is,
messy.
ooh, I want to see messy.
Okay, I'll show you messy.
Okay, let's see messy. Wow, all this material.
Ribbons and boxes and flowers, veils, cinema, all
Oh,
sorts.
these are hat molds.
Those are very old hat molds, some of them, yeah, right. That's from America, that one you're touching on.
Amazing.
And, yeah, I've got little smaller ones, or little small hats. So this is from Holland.
And you still use them?
Yeah, I still use them, for sure. And there's this, God, I should use this again more. This is kind of like a, you can picture this as kind of stewardess style little hat.
I remember this hat.
Oh yeah?
I remember trying on this hat. It's such a statement piece.
I don't know where it is.
Did you sell it?
I don't remember. This is really bad. It's got a,
Li Bingbing.
yeah. I've got a lot of suppressed pictures out here on the wall. There's some.
What was Li Bingbing like? Did she speak English?
I don't remember.
But Zhou Xun spoke English.
Yeah, she did. I remember
Like
that.
fluent.
I remember that. Yeah. Well, we didn't exchange enough words for me to find out if it was fluent. What she said was fine, but we didn't say that much. It was just like, how's this? How's that?
It's so great to come back to your studio.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of years, I think.
Yeah.
The first time I came to your studio was maybe even 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, and it was upstairs, and we did a recording as well.
Yeah.
Filming.
Oh, so it was upstairs and now
Yeah,
it's downstairs.
Yeah, that's right. And we did hat etiquettes.
Right.
Yeah.
礼貌礼仪.
Yeah.
This has changed. You put in, it's now 2 spaces, it's bigger.
Spaces, no kitchen, no restroom, and floating shelves.
And it's so cozy here. So what
Yeah.
happens in this space?
Oh, everything happens in this space. I come here because I have a pretty busy life at home. It's really essential for me to have a place to go to that's not at home. There's no toys. I can just concentrate and be creative. And I love because I always find things of like buttons or lace or ribbons. And then I think, is this something that needs to be home? Or is this something that needs to be in the studio? And then I make the decision, and if it's in the studio, it comes here. And so all my stuff is together in one place where I can do all my crazy creative stuff. So it's just special for me to have a place for that.
So this is your space for yourself, your
Yes.
creativity to make things.
Absolutely.
Well, what about your other studios? So in your 12 years of having a studio, who are some of the more famous people who've come by?
Well, Li Bingbing.
Li Bingbing
We
came to
had
the studio.
and Zhou Xun. It was for the movie.
Zhou Xun.
Yes, the movie Function. They started that movie. It takes place in the 1940s, and they both needed hats. And I remember it was very early on because I was very pregnant with my first, so that reminds me that it was in 2009. I had no idea who they were. It's a pretty good story because I was fiddling with their hair, fixing that, and the director's like, no, the hat needs to be look more like this. So I was there with my big stomach and my sewing kits and everything, and they had to change it a little bit, and then much later I realized that they're mega stars.
And what do you think that hats mean? What kind of meaning do hats have for celebrities or socialites that wear them?
I think hats stand out so much more than other accessories like shoes, jewelry, depending. I think hats are just such a statement piece that you can really say something if you wear a hat or anyway, I think it just really stands out. This hat is, I have to admit, it's a bit of a, it was actually made for Atlanta Fashion Week in the United States. And because I am a milliner coming from China, I wanted to show that in my show. So I made a very Chinese temple, but to be honest, it's not very comfortable. So I can't move my head as much as possible. It's a bit heavy.
So how are socialites or celebrities different in their demands, for a hat than your other customers?
So celebrities can definitely pull off so much more, but that's just because they're more daring and they're in the spotlight. And they're used to it. I mean, you're used to having pictures taken of you. You're used to wearing amazing gowns and red carpet type of things. So of course, an amazing hat can go with that. If you're, let's say, not a celebrity and you want to wear a hat, of course you can wear a wild hat if it's like Royal Ascot or Melbourne Cup or another tea party event or weddings. I'm really trying to tell everyone in China, if you want your wedding to look amazing, like Kate Middleton and Prince William's wedding, or Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, just have all your guests wear hats. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. So
it really does. And I'm going to ask you to do a little mini lesson. Give the audience a little mini lesson on how to choose. So you have all these colors, all these designs. Where does your design inspiration come from? Tell us about this hat.
Okay. So the temple hat, I made it for the Atlanta Fashion Week.
And that's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up, yeah. And so Atlanta International Fashion Week, they invited me to join because I'm originally from there. It was a great honor, and especially since I'm coming from China, I thought I want to definitely have a Chinese aspect to my line. And so I made this hat especially for that show. It flew to Atlanta, it was in the show, and it came back. So it has little lacquer lanterns on the corner, if you haven't noticed. And it's gold. So that was a big hit in the show. I've got images. Yeah. This is interesting because if you can see, there's no hat like this in the whole world. And I know this for a fact because I was on a beach in Malaysia looking out over the Malacca Strait. And maybe this is a very common palm tree. They were rolled up and they had fallen off the bark of the palm tree. And I thought they were so beautiful. I can't believe they've survived because this came in my suitcase back to Beijing. This has been to a hat competition in France and back by mail. And it's still here and in good form. It shows how strong this stuff is.
Yeah.
So I put all this stuff together. I mean, it's a bit strange. It's a bit rough. So I tried to make it nicer with some velvet. But it looks like this. So it's very much a showpiece. I don't know if you can see the
very beautiful
glory of it. But it's an interesting thing. And I wore it. I made this because I had a 10th anniversary show at the Dutch Residence, which is a beautiful modern building in Sanlitun. And I really wanted an amazing piece to stand out because it was my 10th anniversary show. It was 2017. And I was very heavily pregnant with number 3. And so I wanted to look tall and I wanted to be, because it was my day. And I wanted to just be very, very obvious. So
you wanted to be the tallest woman in the room.
I definitely was. Yes.
You know, they look so simple and so small. Could you show us how to make one?
Yes, I can. I've got some pieces ready in the other room. Shall I bring them here?
If I were to wear a hat for the first time, what occasions are appropriate for me to wear a hat to?
Okay, if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to any garden party, tea party, anything to do with horses, so polo, horse races, and any themed events, but I would definitely say any weddings or party, even cocktail parties. It doesn't have, when people think of hat, it doesn't have to be a big hat. It could be something small.
You know,
yes,
one of
can
those
I get
on
one?
top. Yeah.
So
could I wear one?
Yes. So when
maybe this one.
People ask me, you know, what's this one matches your outfit. You know, what's a nice simple something? I mean, this is really elegant. Which actually goes, yes. Look at that. That looks amazing. But if it's a little party, let's say, and you don't want something too big, this is like my smallest fascinator, and I think, well, just try this. It feels like you're wearing a fatia hairband, so it's not in your face, it's not aggressive.
So we know what occasions to wear a hat. How about what kind of hat suits our face shape? Because you have round faces, long faces.
So as I said before, round faces, you can always wear something at an angle, but even if you don't, you know, angle is always good. Always wear hats at an angle. If you have a very long shaped face, you can definitely wear a brim like this. So it kind of cuts off half the.
Okay, you can tie in.
Yes. What else?
What about lace and
a
veil?
The veil. veil isn't really connected to face shape. That's okay. That's okay. That's something you were asking about hats. If you're a starter hat wearer, a veil can be quite disturbing, but you can also flip it up and it looks good. So because they're really popular, they're kind of bring in this air of mystery. This whole research on where the veil came from and what's the point? Why do you have a net in front of your face? Like if you think about it, it's kind of strange, but it looks really cool. And so it's all about a kind of, apparently the veil started in the harems in Arabia and stuff. It's all like this kind of veiling. And then it's evolved into this kind of mystery. It's about mystery, apparently.
Sexy and mystery.
Yes.
A lot of friends, when they wear a hat for the first time, they don't realize it should be at an angle and they put it straight on their head.
I'm going to just show everybody how wrong that is. Like it just looks, sorry.
Ooh.
I mean, actually, you look good at this, but no, it shouldn't be like that. I know.
就是说帽子不要正正直直的摆，
Yeah.
一定要是稍微斜一点点摆是比较好看。So where are we going now?
So we're going to Dongsi to a hat museum called Shengxifu.
Do you like Beijing?
It's my home. It's so funny. I love Beijing. I actually wouldn't rather live in Shanghai, although everyone says, why don't you live in Shanghai? I know you lived in both.
I live in both.
But everyone's like, you work in fashion, you should be in Shanghai. And Shanghai is great, but I don't know it. I mean, okay, I should maybe give it a chance to get to know it, but I'm much more at home in Beijing. I feel very at home there.
那你在北京生活那么多年，你的普通话学得怎么样？
I understand everything you're saying. 我听得懂. Yeah, it should be better. It's difficult. Yeah, is that it?
I can tell because you're already not replying in Chinese anymore.
Oh. Yeah, 我的中文太差。我学习中文，我觉得3年。
哦，你学了3年。
对，然后我有孩子，我没有时间。
哦，一生了孩子就没有时间。Oh, looks like we're here at 圣西服博物馆。Let's get off and take a look.
Okay.
Such a nice day.
Really nice day. Perfect.
Let's see, well, this is 流水巷。我们好像马上快到这个圣西服博物馆。
Oh yeah, I've been here before.
No.
2007 or 8? But it didn't look as beautifully renovated as it is now. There was an office upstairs. It was the first place I went because I didn't know where to buy materials. Yes, and I came with a translator because no one spoke English. And I remember asking them where to find the felt to make the wool hats. Oh my God. Oh, wow.
圣西服, the century-old business.
Yeah.
Established in
1911.
1911. Has weathered a century's test of time, a real test of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's one of China's time-honored brands.
Wow. So have you ever researched Chinese traditional hat culture? Or maybe when did you first learn about Chinese hat culture? When you came here?
Yes, when I came here, for sure. Yes. And I've seen these type of things in Panjiayuan, the antique market. Yes. And I remember somebody saying, this is a very old antique Chinese hat box. I thought, wow, the point.
Very beautiful.
3-layer leather hat box of Qing Dynasty. Is it from
yes.
Guizhou?
How do you
It is from
know?
Guizhou. I just went to Guizhou.
Oh, so that's why you knew it's a Miao hat?
Yes, and I saw the Miao people and I tried a hat on, but much bigger and heavier than this. It was very heavy.
So this is for normal people or this is for royalty?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think
But this is, because I can...
Ah.
But how did they make them? I mean, this is obviously replica because I can see the wires, but I mean, it's just... Do you know what makes that blue? That blue is made from kingfisher feathers. I've seen it, I'm sure, actually we'll see it here. Or no, or this is painted blue, that's interesting. Normally there's kingfisher feathers in there to make it the blue. They're all cut.
Wow.
I've seen that in exhibition anyway.
Women of ladyship.
Yeah, you see it. There's such a rich hat history in China. I love it.
It's really beautiful. The fur ones are really, yeah, really beautiful.
Oh, it says it's replica.
And his winter court crown. 你好，你好。
你好，你好，你好。
我是 Sara 主持人，我的朋友伊莱莎巴
Elisabeth Koch.
你好，
礼貌设计师。
你好。
是帽子设计师。
我是圣西服第4代传承人马万兰，我主要负责那个帽子的制版，还有那个私人定制。
那您一天能做几个帽子呢？
就看它是这个帽子复杂不复杂，要是不复杂的这种好做，做20-30顶也能做。这个就是这个非洲女帽，后来经过我们改良以后的那个非洲女帽，它适合就是咱们国内的那种戴，冬天戴，弄的是棉里子，啊，你可以戴试
So she
试。
sells this to
Try it on.
Africans in China?
No, they customize it for the Chinese market.
Oh.
But it's
Looks
originally
nice
an
and warm.
African design.
Yeah, it's great. And this is a matching scarf. So you can have a matching scarf. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh, nice. That's great. Nice and warm.
谢谢老师。
啊，不客气，不客气。
今天学到很多关于中国传统帽子文化的东西，没有想到你们的博物馆是挺大的，就每次就拐个弯儿就看到更多历史。我觉得最难的就是您是第4代，然后您还是在做，这个让我们大家都觉得很感动。
哦，谢谢，谢谢，谢谢。
好，
Thank you. 谢谢。
拜拜。
谢谢。
拜拜。
So where are your little buggers?
Well, there's one in a gray. Okay, silver shoes probably is the best thing to say. Silver shoes.
Silver shoes.
And goalie.
Oh,
Little goalie
he's so
over here.
big now.
Yeah, he's big now.
When I know he's off to that. He's a serious goalie.
Bernadette, Didi, kan jullie even komen? Ze willen je wat vragen stellen. Come.
Hi.
This is Sara. She's the presenter of the show.
记得我吗？你叫什么名字？
我叫 Bernadette。
你叫 Bernadette， 有没有中文名字？
有。
你不喜欢？你呢？你叫什么？
弟弟。
弟弟。
对。
是不是 Diederik 的短版？
对。
你们喜欢中国吗？
对，喜欢。
为什么喜欢中国？
因为外国里没有饺子。
没有，因为国外没有饺子。
对。
所以你们喜欢阿姨吃的饺子是吧？
对。
你们觉得妈妈是个什么样的人？
可以能力很强的，她可以做帽子，她可以做衣服，她也对。
妈妈又可以做帽子，又可以做衣服，又很有创新，是吧？很 creative。
她也可以做饭，很好吃。
哦，所以在你们的眼里，妈妈是个很有能力的女生。
对。
那爸爸呢？
就是孩子。
很可爱。
我也喜欢读书。
哇 ，Elisabeth， 他们的中文比你的中文好哎。
对，我觉得是。
画的，我也喜欢画画和读书。
I'm very proud of you guys.
Oh, they're very proud of you too.
Oh, really? Oh,
They
I
just
missed
said
that.
so.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah.
All right, I'm off, kids.
Okay.
Mommy's gonna play football with you. Do I get a kiss? Oh, you're such a cutie. Bye, Bernadette. Thanks for being on camera.
Okay,
All right,
guys.
Elisabeth,
Do I
can I give you a kiss?
Okay, good to see you. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank
so
you
fun
for
to
your
spend the
day.
day together.
Really, really fun. 没有想到一个小小的帽子背后竟然有那么多的讲究和故事，就像 Elisabeth Koch 她本人一样，她也就是个平平凡凡的老外，可是竟然是一个那么著名的礼帽设计师。今天通过对她做的一个采访，就更深入的了解，觉得她确实很了不起。 跟随着丈夫到中国 ，Elisabeth 又照顾孩子又照顾家庭，而且在工作方面你又跟那么多名人和明星去合作，我觉得这个也是大家对她的一个认可吧。